number of tweets and comments on social media this evening about this young man. It'll take some beating, I tell you, but what a night he had. Official Paul Dickoff's been in touch, Croucher.
It is him, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Are you surprised?
A little bit, yeah.
OK. He says, what a ball, Phil Foden. What a finish by Cancelo as well. What a goal, Manchester City. Umir says, Foden is so good, you might have to give him a free role in a Pep side. And we'll talk about roles and positions for players in just a second. Top bins talk. Phil Foden has made those diagonal passes in behind a regular and effective part of his game in recent weeks, both for England and Manchester City. And how about this one? Phil Foden's one of the best dribblers and passers in the world, has the trophies, has the individual award. He literally has everything. I'm happy to call him a Man City player. And finally, Alfonso has got in touch to say Phil Foden is a top 10 player in the world, not only right now, overall as well, more than just generational. And let's finish with this one. Anthony says, we are very lucky to have Phil Foden at Manchester City. Let's have a look at him this evening then. Because we spoke about the position he played tonight, and you've got a frustration with our desire in this country to put players in positions and see them as a specific type of footballer.
Well, first of all, what position... People say he's replaced David Silva. What position did David Silva play for 10 years at Manchester City?
Everywhere.
Left, right, central midfield. Good players and outstanding players like him can play deep. They can hurt you with that ball. They can run in behind. They can dribble. Top players can play there. Let's just look at this, because this is the masterclass he's put on tonight. I love him, and I agree with all of them. Like here, look over the shoulder, on the turn, and then wait a pass. And he's always alive. He's one of them players, Crouch, isn't he? You look at that. Receive on the back foot, drive. He knows he has to punch that one in. He's wait a pass. He's just a fantastic player. Don't concern yourself with a role. He has to play for England every minute, and he has to play for Man City.
But he has to find his position now, or you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that, because Manchester City play with three midfielders and three forwards, and the rotation... Look, he's playing a false nine there. He's got three players ahead of him. So
the thing is, he can do everything. You see him driving there. You see his awareness. I know it's a bit late, but it'd be so good for young players to look at what he's doing. You know, his receiving skills. He's always aware of situations. He's always looking around himself. Look at the desire to get into the box here after playing the pass, almost scoring a goal. He can literally do everything. And I think even in this Manchester City team full of international stars, I think he's now becoming as influential as Kevin De Bruyne. I think we can start talking about him of that ilk, and the fact that he's English, he's 21 years old. I think these are the passes we saw for England the other day. Coming deep, I absolutely love him playing in that role. But you can play any role, as Joe says, and I think we should just celebrate the talent that we've got.
And we can see here where he spent the evening, as you said, everywhere.
Yeah, what position is that? You know, he's touched the ball 7 or 8 times in the box. He's got it. Like, we need to get away from that. Football's evolved and changed over the last 20 years. Great footballers get into a system and they'll play different roles, and it's a strength rather than a weakness to be able to do everything.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think he's got the best manager in charge of him for him to develop like that, because lots of managers would pigeonhole him, would put him in positions. Joe, I'm not saying it because he's here, but a fantastically gifted footballer. I think we had to pigeonhole him on the left-hand side for England. You know, why couldn't we play him? Guardiola would have played him in a freer role, if you know what I mean. Let's not pigeonhole Phil Foden. Let's let the kid go and play.
But it's all very well to say let's not pigeonhole him, but as you say, we've seen for years players who can play in a free role like you, that when it particularly comes to playing for their country, they are stifled.
Well, you know, Gareth's got to work that out. We had the conversation about Mason Mount, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. They played for 64 minutes, and all of a sudden, some people I've read, it didn't work. Good players can play with each other. In fact, they thrive. They make each other better. Jack Grealish is going to come on leaps and bounds by coming into this Manchester City team. He's been great, but he hasn't even started yet. I expect more from him. Phil Foden will improve because he's learned from De Bruyne and Silva. And we're just blessed as a country now. We're producing players like this. So it's exciting times.